In today's video, we'll be going over arrays, ArrayLists, and 2D arrays in Java. Before diving into ArrayLists and 2D arrays, let's briefly review arrays. So previously, we covered arrays in lesson 2, where we looked at non-primitive data types, so this should not be new information. Arrays are used to store multiple values in a single variable to promote the abstract nature of Java. When looking at the components, an array is defined by the data type followed by a set of empty brackets and the name of the array. There are a couple ways to declare and initialize an array. You can assign each element to a specific index, or you can initialize all elements in one line as shown below. Here's a visual representation of how elements are stored within an array. Now that we've gone over the basics, let's look at 2D arrays. 2D arrays are structured almost identically as normal arrays, but they're used to store arrays within an array using a system of rows and columns. To define the 2D array, the process is very similar to defining an array. The main difference is having two sets of empty brackets after specifying the data type. In this example, we're using aggregate initialization to separate the rows and a comma to separate the rows by columns. If we predefine the size manually, we would have to follow the format row in the first bracket and the column in the second. It is important to recognize that the same principle regarding indexes apply to the rows and columns that make up the 2D array. For example, to access the number 4 within the 2D array, we must state the row and column by specifying 2, and then which is the row column number, and then the second bracket holding the column number, which is 0. Finally, let's look at the array list. First, to use the array list, we must import the ArrayList class. Now the ArrayList class is very similar to the array, except its size can be altered and is not fixated or set to a specific number of elements. Elements can be removed or set. Now for the syntax, we can see it varies a bit from the array, but we'll go more into detail on the next slide. For the example, a new array list is created and initialized, and initially 3 students are added to the list. On the 5th line, the set method represents the element at index 2 with a new element that has been defined, which is going to replace Logan. The 6th line has the remove function, which removes the element at the specified index. So the number that will be displayed at the end of the statement will be 2. Let's go through a quick recap of what we've learned. Let's start by comparing the methods and functionalities of each array type. We can see the array and the 2D array have a size that cannot be altered or changed after it's been created and initialized. However, the size is not set in an array list and is ever changing. To get the size in our array, you must use the .length function, and for the 2D array, use the .length to get the row length and the row number .length to get the column length. .size is used in an array list to return the length of the array. For array and 2D arrays, you can set values, but you need to specify the index that the element is being replaced, because initially everything is set to null depending on the data type. For ArrayLists, you can use .remove, .set, or .add to alter the list. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if I missed anything or any questions you may still have in the comment section below. The next video will be on sorting and searching algorithms.